Welcome to Martini Time. I bet you thought I wasn't going to do this anymore. Well, I didn't know if I was going to do it anymore. But then I wanted a martini, and I had an idea. So, somehow my talks with the martini are a little more spontaneous and closer. I've been reorganizing my YouTube account, and I changed the channel to Buddhas in Your Landfill, and these are going to be my morning talks with a whiteboard and a little more structure than the rambling, the drunken rambling of Martini Time. So anyway, I posted my channel, Buddhas in Your Landfill, my YouTube channel. So if you would share that, I've got, I can't believe it, I've got over 400 Martini Time talks and about 300 Buddhas in Your Landfill talks. I've been doing this now for, God knows, 3 years. And every day there's something, it's a new talk every day. I don't know where it's coming from. It's like I stuck a pipe in the ground and talks are coming up out of it. It's kind of gusher. And if I don't do it, it's like a sneeze. You want the sneeze to come out. You go, you go like that. And I got in trouble on Facebook the other day when I thought of that, and I thought it was funny. So I said I taped my dog's muzzle shut so he wouldn't bark, and he farked out the back. And, I thought that everybody got on me for being cruel to animals. But so I wanted to talk about time flies. Excuse me. And Martini's clutching up my vocals. And a friend of mine gave me this little fly swatter the other day. And he'd been to England. I guess he got it in England. I don't know. And I said, it's a thought swatter. Got a negative thought there, boom. Got a negative thought, boom. Negative thought. See all these, and then I thought this morning, time flies. Now this is an interesting word. My wife is an English teacher, and she set me straight on the grammar, but not on my metaphorical meaning. She didn't quite get that. So let's look at that. Time flies means time is a noun, and verb, and flies is a verb. Time flies. Boom, 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 boom. We all know that. And then there is time flies. Now, the way I'm using this is that thinking is time, and thoughts are like flies. So flies is a noun, and time is an adjective. Time flies. So if you get a time fly, you need a thought swatter, you see. Get that little thought out of there, you see, that time fly. I thought that was fun. But let's talk about time, for instance. You see, time, the first time I encountered with the idea, the thought, but the idea, there's a difference between an idea and thought. Ideas are creations, are new. Thoughts are from the past. Thoughts are like flies. Nothing new. They just find a turd to collect on, you see. But an idea with a capital I is a light. Oh, you have an idea. Where does it come from? You don't know. But it's not a thought. It can become a thought. Now think about the idea. But the idea itself is like a light, an insight, a realization. Like that, you see. So the idea that thought is time, I got from Krishnamurti when I was studying him, when he was a great influence on me back in the 70s, early 70s, late 60s. I'm 81. So, time is thought. Now that doesn't mean, physical time, because you need time to catch a bus and all that. But we're talking about psychological time. Time past and future. And thought is time past and future. Thinking about the past, thoughts about the future, thoughts about getting out of the present. Where? Into time. Thought, you see, without time, there is no thought. It's just now. There's no thought in now. Now is thinking past, present, and future. So time and thought are one, because time is movement. Thought is movement, you see. But now is not moving. We're always now. Now is not going anywhere. So now is moving, yet it appears to be moving in time. So time is an appearance of moving, but now is not moving. It's kind of like the center of a merry-go-round. You see, the center is not moving, but the merry-go-round goes around it. So that, in the sense of time flies, is like an orbit of thought going around this timeless center, which is now, which is who you are. That's why at the beginning of these, I didn't today say, you are the world and the world is you. That means you are the center. And I am the center. We're all the center, but not in multiplication. We're all the center as now. And now is timeless because it's always now. It's always here, now. It's the imagination that comes in and creates the appearance of time. And now, then, I want to get out of now, and I want to be in the past or the future, you see. So all the seeking and all the nostalgia is in time. And Buddhism calls this ignorance. Ignorance is thought as time, because there is an I thought in there. There is a thought of me. This is the I thought, kind of like the iMac, the iPad. It's the I thought. Little I, big T, H-O-U-T, G-H-T. I thought, you see. And that's kind of like the unconscious thought that generates all the other thoughts. That's the mother of thinking. So that's the reference point of all thinking. So the I thought is kind of like the eye of a hurricane, and all of the forces of the hurricane of the mind are thinking that goes around this I thought. But the I thought is a fiction. You can't find it. There is no I thought. There is no me. There is only now. You see, but we create a self. And then we invest it in time, and then we're off to the races. And Buddha calls this old age, sickness, and death. So when he left the pleasure palace and went into the town, and he saw an old man and death, and a monk, or death, dying, and sickness, and old age. And he had an existential crisis because he encountered time. He encountered mortality. And he wanted to find liberation from old age, sickness, and death. But not physical. You can't, we're all going to get old. I mean, that not getting liberating from being old or dying, but liberation from time, from the suffering of time, and feeling external to now, feeling outside of now, feeling outside of myself, feeling separated from life, feeling disconnected, exiled. This is the anxiety of the modern world, this feeling of being separate, of never getting the full Monty, never getting the whole thing. You see, it's always something's left over, something's not quite, could be better, should be better. Could be worse. Time, you see. So, get a time swatter. I recommend it. And if you see a negative thought, if you see a worry, if you see a fear, an anxiety, a negativity, a time fly, swat it, you see. Swat that little sucker. Be now. Be here. Be here now. Ram Dass. It all goes back to being here now and seeing the illusion of time. So thanks for dropping in, and I'll see you the next time.